Hello, welcome to the first episode of 614 Insider, our weekly wrap-up series that captures the wonderful, wild, and weird happenings in Columbus, plus restaurants, a lot of restaurants. We are the editors of 614 Magazine. I'm Jack.
I'm Sav.
And we'll be giving you a bite-sized version of the most interesting Central Ohio stories every week, starting with this week. The first segment that we want to talk about, it's Columbus, so we can't not talk about it. Guess that crash.
Oof.
I didn't make it up. I made it up. Anyway, we're going to play a game where there were a couple of car crashes last week into buildings. Happens a lot. Don't know why. I'm going to list 4 of them, and Sav is going to try to tell me which ones actually happened and which ones did not.
Last week or like within the whole year?
Ever.
Okay.
Okay. Chick-fil-A, Polaris, The Laughing Ogre, Joe's Pizza, and Rush's Bakery.
Okay, it can't be Chick-fil-A Polaris. That was just opened.
You're correct.
Okay. The Laughing Ogre, I've never heard of. I didn't know there was a restaurant called The Laughing
It's
Ogre.
not a restaurant. It's like a gaming store.
I'm guessing it's that, but that's so funny. What were the other ones?
Joe's Pizza and Rush's Bakery.
Rush's Bakery, that would have been a huge deal because it's a vintage storefront, vintage neon sign, can't be Rush's. So I'm going with Joe's Pizza and the Laughing Ogre.
You're right. You are correct.
Thanks. What do I win?
This mug, actually, no, this is my mug. There was 2 more crashes this week, if you have
Yeah, so I guess I could quiz you, but at this point in 2025, we've already had 2 other car crashes. The Delaware...
Technically 3, right?
Well, technically 3. We can't really confirm the last one.
Okay.
But apparently last week at the Delaware Kroger, someone ran into the entrance, like the arch going into the entrance, and there was a 3-hour backup of grocery pickups because of that. Before any of the snow started, a sports car ran up a flight of concrete stairs and hit a Grand View salon, and unfortunately, because of that, the whole entire entrance is blocked, and 5 stylists are out of work at Val Studio Salon in Grandview. So if you want to help them out, book an appointment in like a month when everything is fixed.
I've been holding this underneath the table the whole time. I actually haven't. This is pizza from Emelio's. Dave Portnoy was in town, I believe, for the first round of the college football playoff. And he went to Emelio's and Bazemore Pizza for sure. Bazemore is not open. I've heard great things about them.
They're not open today.
They're awesome. So that's why we don't have theirs, but I heard it's great. We don't have scores for either of them, but he visited them. I think the reviews for both will come out soon, but it's always a huge deal when he visits. So we're going to try Emelio's now.
We're going to do our own 1-bite review of this pizza shop that opened in 1960. They make all their homemade sauce. They hand roll their dough, and they're known for like super crispy Columbus-style pizza. So.
1 bite, everyone knows the rules.
All right. We went up what are we doing? We're doing cheese.
Cheese.
Is that what Dave Portnoy usually does?
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay, so right off the bat, I guess one look, it's really skinny rectangles. Cheers.
So, full disclosure, we tried this one. It's hot, too. It's not totally hot. And it's so good. I think it's probably like one of my favorite Columbus style pizzas, if not my favorite. It has a sweet sauce, which most Columbus styles don't, and the crust is crazy. It's like you get some char on the bottom, but the crust is like wow, 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 like that. That's how crispy we're talking. Yeah. But it's
pretty crispy. I'm not going to make a sound effect, but it's good.
Next, Anthropology closed. You can no longer major in that field. You can't study it. It just doesn't exist anymore. Sorry. No. We're actually talking about the store in the short north. And when the news came out, we originally didn't think it was a huge deal, but we kind of learned very quickly that it was, right?
Yeah, so the day it came out, like you said, we didn't really think it was that big of a deal. So we waited on it for a little bit, and then I went to a yoga class right next door to Anthropology. I went to Core Power, and literally every single person was talking about it. Like the whole murmur at the locker room was that Anthropology closed. And that's when I realized this actually was probably more of an effect than we thought it was. It's been there for 10 years and it did finish its 10-year lease, but they decided not to go ahead and do another 10-year lease.
Yeah, and like that's the trend that we're seeing with a lot of closures. Like it's not places just going out of business, it's places running out in their lease. Speaking of running out, we have run out of time. Thank you for joining us for the first installment of 614 Insider. We'll see you next week.